What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, GGFOREX here, and welcome back to Ftmo challenge series. Now, there's been a few changes of what I'm looking at. One of them, they're kind of controversial. There's only two trades I can see that are value this week, right? And I'm going to show you it. It's going to be EA and EuroCAD, right? EuroCAD mainly because of the high impact news this afternoon that's coming out. So I'm predicting a sell-off, right, which was why this is going to make sense for Euro AUD, because I'm obviously going to be buying the EuroCAD at a discounted level but I want to be selling the Euro AUD, right? So I'm going to show you what I mean in the charts, and hopefully you guys can understand where I'm coming from. But again, if it takes my target, I'm not interested. But just check this out. Okay, you can see it's literally liquidated the highs. We are on a daily point of interest, right? So I am aware that we do have more targets above, but not really. Okay, we had this big pool of liquidity taken, pushed down, trend line created, right? We also have targets being created on the way up. We have a start of a distribution happening. We have bearish divergence, strong bearish divergence happening in a daily open candle as well. So if I go to the daily time frame and then widen it. Okay, you can see we are on this daily point of interest, right? And I do think that price does want to fill this imbalance here and mitigate out of the orders on that daily time frame, because this is originally where I was looking to buy from and it never came back. So my short sell is way before this area, right? And if I have a look at, go back to the 1 hour again, sorry. This is the reasons why I'm looking into it. So it's created this trend line, it's created targets, it's now broken it, it's made more targets, it's liquidated the highs. I've got a strong bearish divergence, so this is worth a swing for me to actually take a sell. But I'm aware that I'm willing to sell EuroCAD only down to this level. Like, I have a pending on it on the 45-minute time frame, right? Because again, it's created liquidity, it's created more liquidity to the top side. So if I zoom out to the 4 hour or 3 hour, you'll be able to see all the liquidity that is left at the top up here. So I am fully aware that this is a trend line and there are equal lows there, but what I'm seeing is it's going to manipulate the liquidity to the downside, get out of their orders, and then push higher, fill the imbalance, fill unmitigated candles, and take out the liquidity to the top side. If it takes out to the top side, as I said yesterday, then I'm not interested. I don't want to be in the trade anymore. But these are the only two trades I'm thinking about, because now it has made more liquidity right underneath the level, like a beautiful M pattern. Now I know retail traders see M patterns as areas of reversal, right? They're going to trade the M pattern as a reversal. So I know that there's more reason for price to go higher. If that doesn't get taken and it does flag its way down to my point of interest during that high impact news, and that is good for me. So I do have a pending on this, and I am keeping my eyes on EuroCAD, because if this doesn't take these targets and moves higher for the 1 hour time frame, then this is it's good news for me. I'm going to get in this trade and see what happens next. But that's what I'll keep you guys updated. But that's what I'm looking at for today. Right guys, just to keep you updated on the trade so far, I've been triggered into EA. I'm probably going to cancel my pending order on EuroCAD because we had a huge push up. So I'm thinking they're going to take these highs first, which is my targets. So now I don't want to be in the trade anymore. And then they're going to push down, liquidate the lows, and take out the trend line and equal lows I've marked out anyway. So this is a higher probability trade for me, because it's already liquidated the highs and now it's pushing down, and we've got bearish divergence. So I'm going to cancel the pending order on my EuroCAD one and keep this one open and see what happens. I've already got TMS in play, so if it wins, it's great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not that bothered. We just need to see what happens next, really. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. Right guys, it is the next day. So I did lose on that trade yesterday. I was away, I couldn't film it, I was busy doing other things, so I'm going to show you it now, right? But what I have got pending at the moment looks quite positive. Yes. So I'm looking at AU long and I'm looking at CAD chef long. Okay, so let me just go onto the trade that I lost at and I'll show you my documentation. Right, so this is the trade I was in. Obviously EA 1%, blah blah blah, down 1%. Right, so I've got my first loss. Let me just show you the trade. As you can see, right, it took liquidity and then came down, and I was like, yes, it's going to be a re-entry, and then it took more. Obviously, I was aware of the risks. I've already put this in the GGFOREX group. If you haven't joined it already, the link is down below, and I share my thoughts in there, right? I knew the risks of this trade. It was doing the right thing, and if I have a look at it now, right, this is my AU trade that I'm looking at getting into. I'll explain that in a sec. So I was looking at selling off this, because this took liquidity and all that stuff, and then it made more and took loads more, right? So this could be a possible entry up here. It could be, because if I go to the 4-hour time frame, it has taken out these, it has taken out these, it hasn't taken out this yet. So that is a question I need to ask myself, is it worth the risk? But what I want to see this make targets, but then I'm thinking, what is the overall direction? Where is the majority of the liquidity? And I still believe we are at a really premium price. I mean, a discounted price, hence why I wanted to buy this anyway. And I believe I bought it. Did I buy it before? No, I didn't buy it before. I was buying Eurochef before. But yeah, so that is what happened on my loss. That's my first loss on the books, which is fine. I'm still 3% up. Now let me just show you the EA trade that I'm on about and why I've got into it. So let's go on EA. Right, so I'm in EA because it's reacting off this order over here, right? And it's showing me things that I want to see. It's showing me high time frame targets, which I've got. It's taking liquidity first thing in the morning, London Open, which I've got. So it's taking liquidity and it's made more. So that is the only reasons why I get into this trade. It's in a high time frame point of interest with high time frame targets. It's taking liquidity. It's made more targets on the lower time frames. So now I'm just waiting for price to flag up here. I'm only doing 0.5% risk though. I'm only doing half because I've already got a pending order on CAD chef, right, which is this. So if I go out to the 3-hour or something, you can see price is stepping down, it's accumulating, it's manipulated all of the sell liquidity to the downside, and now it's built a ton to the top side, right? So this is what I'm targeting at. No, it looks like I'm in the trade, but I'm not in the trade, right? So this is what I'm targeting. All the liquidity is to the top side, so hence why I want to go for longs in this situation, because all the money has been taken from the sell side. So that's pending at the moment. That's got 1% risk on it. AU has got 0.5% risk on it, just because I believe it's slightly riskier, because it still could go down, even though it's showing me all the things that I want to see. I'm only going to do 0.5% risk just to protect my capital a little bit more, because that's only 9 pips away. And if I look at the DXY, I feel like the DXY is coming back up to then sell off at a better price, because we still got targets. It's kind of made more. It's kind of made more targets. So I feel like the DXY is going to get weaker. And if I have a look at gold, gold has made more targets for me. So I feel like gold is going to get more strength. So if I'm looking at gold, if I'm looking at AU, I want to see reasons for gold to go up as well, because they're quite correlated, and there are plenty of reasons for gold to go up. But yeah, so that's my thought process on those pairs, and now I've just got to sit on my hands and wait to see what happens next, really. I'll keep you guys updated. Okay guys, so I've just been triggered into AU. I've got TMS in play, as you can see. Been triggered in first TP, second TP. It's a 1 to 4, but I'm only putting on half risk, like I said. So if this does work out, hits both TPs and doesn't stop me out after the first one, we're looking at 1.5% gain if that does work. And then I'm looking at CAD chef, which is working its way down now, which is nice. I'm going in off the 4-hour time frame, because that 4-hour time frame is only like 15 pips or something for a stop loss, 16 pips for a stop loss. So yeah, so that's looking positive so far, but I just need to wait and see what happens with AU now. Okay guys, quick update on Aussie USD. I have actually moved it to break even already before it hit TP1. That's just because, as you can see there, I moved it to break even. Current trade, what I'm in at the moment. So I did that because, one, if it goes any lower than this, then it's probably going to continue and stop me out, right? So if I'm going to get stopped out, I'd rather be stopped out at break even, not minus 0.5%. And the fact that I'm also in a challenge, so I can't really afford to take those risks. And the fact that, you know, I lost 1% yesterday, so it's like, it's an unnecessary risk to take that today. And I already outlined the risks of this trade, you know? My higher probability trade is on CAD Chef, right? And that's 18 pips away. So I just need to wait for that to happen. It's looking like it's doing all the right things. I just need to wait for it to come to my area. But yeah, so Aussie USD is looking good. As I said, I'm not taking the risks. I am protecting my stop loss, because again, if it does come down lower, then it's probably going to stop me out anyway. But so far it's looking good. Price action is looking good. I'm just covering myself faster because I'm in a challenge. But again, I'll keep you guys updated. And these are probably going to be my only trades today. So AU, whatever happens, happens. And CAD Chef. So that's going to be my only trades for today. If they both win, we're looking at 3.75% gain. Which then will put me up to like 6.75, which would be great. But yeah, so day 8, this is day 8, and so far it's looking good. Just need to wait and see. Sit on my hands, be patient, let price action do what it's gonna do, and yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. I've been stopped out at break even on AU. I understood the risk to it. I protected my capital. So if I go to history, here we go. Alright, so where we go. Yeah, so if I go to my history, you can see today stopped out break even just above on the 10th, because things go wrong. It is what it is. It wasn't even go wrong at all. I played my plan. I mean, that is exactly what I do. I trade my plan, I protect my capital, and then whatever happens, happens. But I have to protect my capital, number one. It's not about, oh, what happened if I left it and it made more money. If it didn't do what I wanted it to do, then it didn't work out. I move on to the next one, and the next one is CAD Chef. So whether that hits today or not, I mean, it is 17 pips away. So it might hit today, or it might hit tomorrow. I mean, the most likely, I'm hoping it's going to hit during New York Open, but until then, there's no way of knowing. It is flagging down quite nicely. It is nice and controlled. If I get to 45 minutes, let me show you there. So you have a look, it's left targets, it's flagging down quite nicely. It's going to my area for entry. Remember, I'm entering on that 4-hour time frame. So yeah, if this flags down a little bit, which is what it's doing at the moment, but nice and slowly and controlled, then that'll be great. But until it happens, you know, whatever. What do you know? It could just shoot up from here and take out my targets, and this trade is a write-off, and then I'll have to look for another opportunity. But that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Okay, guys. So because it is, it's just gone 20 past 1, so we are at New York opening very soon. We are seeing some movements in the market, and use Chef, right? So US dollar, Swiss francs, right? It has made some nice moves. Now if I zoom out a little bit so you can see. Right, it's coming to my point of interest. It's pushed higher, it's sort of accumulated, pushed higher, then came down during London Open, mitigated the last candle from the Asian session. Also liquidated some of the lows that were created during the Asian session, pushed up, made equal highs, the targets along the way, right? And overall we are in a discounted area. And then look at the DXY for proof or evidence, and the DXY is making higher targets as well. So DXY is telling me that it wants to move higher, and there are reasons for price to go higher on the DXY, right? So CAD Chef, right, is coming down. It's doing what I want it to do. It's drawing retail traders into their targets, and I'm hoping it comes down. It's only 15 pips away from my entry, so if this works out, that'd be great. 1% risk on this, going in on a 4-hour candle, targeting the trendline liquidity and the equal highs above it as well. Again, liquidated all of the previous lows, and the only ones that are left now unliquidated are now the buys. So that's looking positive. I hope that triggers this afternoon. And USD CHF is looking good. It's sort of flagging down. It's slowing down to my point of interest. This is only an 8 pip stop loss and going for a 1 to 4. TMS will be in play. But it just makes sense, right? It's making targets, it's compressing, there's bullish divergence, it's in a key area, it meets all my rules, and now I've just got to take the trade and see what happens. So far there's 2% risk on both these trades, so there's 1% on one, 1% on another. Hopefully it works out. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. It is day 8 after all, so the next couple days, so today's Wednesday, so Thursday, Friday kind of look rubbish for news at the moment. There's nice USD news, nice AUD news, so maybe there might be some opportunities on AUD. I'm keeping an eye on it, even though it didn't work out this morning. Got out of break even, which is the smart move, because it did come back to that area and it did go lower than what I was going to go in. So if I just held it for whatever reason, I would have been stopped out and I would have been at a minus 0.5. So I'm glad that I moved to break even when I did and followed my rules and stuck and stayed disciplined to my trading plan. So I saved myself a loss on that. But yeah, USD CHF it makes sense to me. I'm just gonna have to see what happens. Okay guys, things aren't really going my way today. So I was predicting these highs to get taken, but I want to be triggered in first. And as soon as it turned to 1:30 when the New York markets opened, it just exploded up and took out my targets. I was like, great, well now I don't want to be a part of it at all. It's taken out my targets. Yes, it hasn't taken out these, so there is an element that I still could go up, but it's taken these. So I'm like, I don't really want to be a part of it anymore. And if I have a look at the DXY, it's literally, these are my targets for DXY. It just exploded past and took them. So my prediction was right. I just wanted to be in the trade. I mean, we also had an explosion here, but this is still the better trade, the CAD Chef one. But again, USD Chef, I mean, it still might, but I'm less confident. I don't like how it exploded up, took out my targets, and now it's sort of wicking. It's kind of like, is it just a manipulation to then push price lower? I mean, if I have a look at the DXY, we've had a manipulation and it's sort of, I don't know, it's hard to read right now. I didn't like how that price action just completely ruined it. If it maybe creates more equal highs and then starts to flag down controllably, maybe that might be another entry. But at the moment, that huge explosion up right on the open, taking out my targets, mitigating these candles, it's kind of made me uneasy, so I'm not too happy. I've deleted my pending order, waiting for more information. But yeah, so that's the story with USD Chef, and now I'm just concentrating on CAD Chef instead, because that makes the more sense and it's less volatile. Okay guys, a few things have happened now since New York opened. Right, I knew AU was going up at some point, right? And I just got it wrong here. So as you can see, we had big liquidation, made more targets, big liquidation, New York open, liquidated that, right? Pushed up, now it's taking the Asian session. It's kind of made more. I hope it doesn't go up anymore. I have a pending order down here. It's a big stop loss just because the movement was so strong, but I have good targets up there. So I'm hoping price comes back, triggers me in, and then moves up. I can then play TMS. I feel like my CAD Swiss is just gone from me. I don't think it's going to come back. If it does, I'm probably not going to want to be a part of it. It seems to have taken out my first target-ish. Still in it, still got a pending, still waiting for price. But again, if it does liquidate these highs before I get triggered in, I don't want to be a part of it. So that's kind of annoying. But another curveball is Euro Chef. So Euro Chef, I jumped in. I could see exactly the same thing happening. It's in my point of interest. It liquidated the lows on New York open. We've got strong bullish divergence. We still have the Asian high targets haven't been taken yet, so that's what I'm playing on. So I'm kind of getting in a bit early earlier, but guaranteeing that I'll get into the trade. So I might pay with that, I might not. I have obvious targets to the top side as well. But yeah, it's a bit more risky by not letting price come up, make more targets and come back. But as you can see with AU, it's kind of just rocketed to the moon. But yeah, so it's kind of like, I'm in EuroChef at the moment. I was looking to buy EuroChef at the moment. These targets were just too good to say no. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's just beautiful. So I'm getting in early. I've got my stop loss below the lows. It is scarier because they are the Friday lows. So could be risky, but everything at the moment, the price action, what it's saying is that it's going up. So I've got a 1 to 3 on this. If it plays out, TMS is in play. We've got 2.25% gain if this one works alone. It's not that far away. It's only 42 pips till final TP, so it's very achievable by today. Again, I think AU over here is just full sending it away from me. But I am in EuroChef and it is going well so far. This is what I mean. High impact news, session times. Things get crazy, you have plans. Actually, let's just check USD CHF, which I ran away from. Right, so now my original entry has been hit, but I kind of don't want to be in it anymore because it's already taken out my first targets. Let me just show you a sec. So this is how it's playing out. Oh, USD CAD's going off. It's all kicking off at the moment. It's day 8, high impact news, it makes sense, right? So as you can see, my original entry has been hit on USD Chef. Kind of sucks, it didn't get me first. I do feel like that's gonna fail now. So that's why, follow your plan, takes your targets, get out the trade. Simple as that. Just there's nothing to need about that anymore. Right, let me just check USD CAD. Bloody hell, USD CAD has just manipulated my targets to the Asian session and slammed price down. So that could be a nice sell opportunity, possibly. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see on that. But yeah. Whoo! Things are getting a bit mental, but yeah, I'll keep you guys updated, guys. And we'll see what happens next. Okay guys, right, I'm still in eChef and I'm waiting for price to come back down on AU. It is doing that a little bit, but you're gonna have to wait till tomorrow's video to see it next. Obviously this is day 7 and day 8's video and it would just be too long otherwise. And I'm mentally drained from today's price action. It's been a bit scary, it's been a bit sporadic, it's been a bit mental. I've been a bit unlucky, but it is what it is. So far I'm in profit. AU's looking like it's going to work out and come back down to where I want to get in. But we'll see. I'll keep the guys updated in the GGFOREX group. The link is down below. But for you guys to find out on YouTube, you're going to have to wait till tomorrow now. But yeah, hope you're enjoying the series so far. This is 7 and 8. Hoping you're going to looking forward to 9. Tomorrow is Thursday. There's not much news on tomorrow, so it might be a lot quieter. But if I get my 2.25% today, then I'm not bothered. I'm kind of done for the week, really. I'll be up over 5% then overall in the challenge. So yeah, just playing it safe, waiting for opportunities and just seeing what happens. I could only trade my plan and plan my trade. That is it. Anyway guys, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.